Hey guys, how's it going? Kripparrian here. Today we're going to do a little bit of a chit-chat to give you guys an update on where we are with the channel and Hearthstone, because today's actually a pretty big day, and it's a pretty big day that doesn't have like the amount of hype it probably should. So, before we get into that, what's been going on YouTube these days? You guys have seen lots and lots and lots and lots of Tombs of Terror content. Now, there's a few reasons to this. First off, I think it was an amazing adventure, really. The main issue was mostly technical. It's very difficult for us to put up like a full run because most of these runs are between 1.5 and 2.5 hours, and a lot of the first parts are not really as significant as the boss action, and it's also very difficult for Rania to go through all of that content every day to come up with the video that you guys know and love, especially because we've been traveling. We did TwitchCon, we did some fun in Vegas, we did lots of stuff lately. It's been really difficult for us to manage our schedule and do more, even though honestly, the Tombs of Terror adventure deserved more. What I really loved about it was that the final bosses were actually really challenging. In the past, when I would play the adventures, I'd play them, 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 times until I just kind of played through all the hero powers, just the completionist in me. But this adventure, the Tombs of Terror, it's like the bosses, at least the first, second, and third wing. The fourth wing boss is kind of a joke, but the first 3 chapters, the final boss is actually a real challenge to get down in one try. But if you're playing pretty well, you know what you're doing, you can do it. And it's a constant challenge that I love to tackle because of all the possibilities going through these runs. And honestly, I wish we would have made twice as many videos because there's so many moments that we just didn't capture. We didn't capture like near infinite flow Hearthstones. We didn't capture near infinite Moonfires through just like one of my first Elise runs on the Death Rattle boss. There's a lot of stuff we'd love to show you guys, but it's just really difficult for us to put it out there. And I know, I've been reading the comments, some of you guys don't really dig the PvE content all that much. Now, there's another reason why we've been doing mostly PvE content, because I haven't really been interested in Arena as much in this particular cycle. The last 2 months of Arena, it goes through a few cycles. So it's not like I play it day one and it's like, oh man, it's horrible. I can't believe I'm going to play this for the next 2 months. No, it's not that, all right? It's pretty straightforward. When there's a new expansion, the arena is not balanced. You just play, it's like the Wild Wild West. It's actually horribly balanced. And about 1 to 2 weeks in, there's the first arena balance patch, which puts classes quite a bit closer together. Typically, you'll see, maybe 5, 6 classes within the 49+% win on average. This is very fair. It's very good balancing overall. So, you play Arena for a bit, you wait to the rebalancing, you learn Arena once again. Learning Arena is very fun for me, even if it's an Arena cycle I don't particularly like this one. Learning it takes some time, and you have to really get that brain going, so I love it. Now, after the balance patch, I think there was another mini balance patch, and it took, maybe 2 weeks, 2-ish weeks for me to actually understand what's going on in Arena. And once I did, I realized it's just heavy aggro / tempo. And in these type of games, it's very difficult to really, push your ability to play the game because a lot of the games just kind of play themselves. If your opponent has, 1 drop, 2 drop, 3 drop going first, well, it's really difficult to actually do anything that game. Now, that's fine. That's always happened in Hearthstone's history. Now, the main issue becomes when Arena as a whole, the best way to play is exactly that. So everyone is doing it. So most of your games are automatically decided by who goes first and has that good curve. I didn't like that too much about it. Fortunately, Arena these days is not a one and done for the whole expansion. Arena typically has 2 parts. It's split into a certain set of expansions they bundle together, not exactly wild, but not exactly standard, a 2-month period, and that's what we play. And then in the second half of the expansion, we play a different part of it. Now, this time around, the old Arena cycle that I didn't like so much is ending. It has actually ended today, and with that, we have a Let Us Reset on stream. I am streaming, by the way, and I'm streaming all day, by the way, because we have a whole bunch of new content today. Today really is kind of like a pretty real expansion for Hearthstone. Now, it's not like we open packs and we have like 130 new cards, but honestly, it's pretty close to that. The Blizzard devs have put on like a massive event that tackles every aspect of the game. We're going to get themed tavern brawls going on from the 8th until the 30th. That's pretty cool, right? Additional rewards, That's pretty cool, right? But Tavern Brawls, Krip, tell me more. Well, I will. Arena is getting dual-class Arena again, but not only that, it's following the bundled set format, so that's kind of new, and it's a pretty large bundled set, including the greatest hits of all time, including Whispers of the Old Gods. So we're going to get actually a really good version of dual-class Arena, so that should be pretty entertaining, and it's a dual-class Arena that's lasting until the end of the event, which is the end of October. So, in fact, we're going to get more than 2 Arena cycles in this expansion as a whole. So it's going to be a lot of this learning and exploration that I love, and I hope you guys love as well. But it's not just that. They're basically redoing Constructed completely for the duration of this event. Again, so this is basically from the 8th until the 30th. There are, I think it's like 23 or something, 21 wild cards. Again, crazy valuable, crazy, influential wild cards that are coming back into the standard format. Not just that, everyone gets them for free. They're kind of like event cards, so you don't get to keep them when the event is over, but it's not like you have to buy more packs. You literally just use the cards you already have, and you can include these bunch of crazy OP cards that everyone is going to have for the rest of the month. And I mean, trust me, this is going to change the standard meta to the point which I'm going to stream all day and try to check it out. You guys know me. I enjoy Constructed until it gets a bit stale. That's typically a week or two. So probably for the next week or so, I'll be playing Constructed, and then we'll be checking out the new Arena. So it's going to be lots of different content. I might do a Tombs of Terror run from time to time, but don't count on the daily Tombs of Terror YouTube video. Honestly, it's pretty hard to top killing the boss on turn 0 for 500 damage. Yeah. That's about the peak of it. And we did that. So there you go. Check out those videos if you haven't yet. Now, what cards are we getting? So let's quickly go over those. Drew is getting Astral Communion. So this is a bit of a meme card, but it's certainly a fun deck. At one point, Astral Communion Big Druid was pretty real. But it was at a point when we had, Ultimate Infestation with a crazy card engine. Now we have like Overflow. So that's some potential there. Kun the Forgotten King, super combo potential, and more to that in a moment. Very, very cool card to see once again. Babbling Book, sure, throw it in any mage deck, basically. Flamewaker, however, should give a pretty large push to the Cyclone, spell-slinging mages, so those should receive a bit of a bump in power level, and a bump in playability as well. Paladin's getting Mysterious Challenger, but we're not playing the old Mysterious Challenger times. Getting a whole bunch of one-mana secrets, is that really that good in these times? Well, we'll have to figure it out because everyone gets the card, so why not? And we get Avenge, which is another secret. Throw that in there, why not? Hunter gets Lock and Load. Lock and Load is a pretty niche card, but it was pretty fair. I feel like we see some variations of Spell Hunters that could include the card these days, so maybe there's something there. And Call the Wild. Not a card I would expect Hunters to run in their main deck, but certainly one to consider from the random spell generation that, not just from Lock and Load, which is the other card that they get, but the spell generation Hunters have as a whole at this given time. Evolve is back. Now, Evolve's been pretty good. I don't know if it's going to be included in the aggressive Shaman list. It's possible, and Thing from Below is coming back, which might push that a little bit more because it's actually a great card and a great card to evolve at the same time. Rogue is getting Shaku, which has never been played before, so it probably won't be played again still. Actually, I don't know why they're getting Shaku. They are getting Swashbuckler as well, though, which is a pretty fun card. It's, a bit of the bad RNG, but Rogue has been struggling lately, so it's kind of like a fun little RNG card in this particular case because Rogue kind of needs the help, and it's just pretty good. Yeah. Priest getting Light Bomb. Whoa, that's a pretty big one. Control Priest, maybe? Maybe. Vol'jin, again, not a lot of play in the past, but possibly, especially with the cards we're going to see at the bottom of this list, well, maybe Vol'jin's going to make his first appearance in the standard competitive meta. Maybe. Imp Boss is coming back. Zoo Warlocks Rejoice, very cool card there. And Renounce Darkness, again, a bit of a meme card, actually entirely a meme card to be fair, but a really fun one at that. Again, everyone gets these cards for free, so it's possibly one of the first things I'm going to do. I'm going to play a Renounce Darkness Warlock on ladder. And it might be horrible, but it's also really fun for a while. So that's what I encourage you guys to try to do. Just have some fun with the new cards that you all get for free for a while. Varian is coming back. Varian might be included in the Singleton Warrior decks. I feel like they could use a card like Varian, another like big bomb next to Octosari. It's possible. It's a bit of a challenge to include him, but it's possible. One of the best decks in the game right now, Highlander Warrior. A bit more of a power bump through this card and through the next, Bloodhoof Brave. I think it's a pretty good and pretty fair inclusion in that one. Now, a lot of the decks that are being played right now seem to get a bit of a power bump from these cards, but I think we're going to see some entirely new decks from the neutral legendaries that are coming back to standard. First off, N'Zoth. Oh boy, it's not a Crypt deck without N'Zoth and double Loot Hoarder. Well, we're going to be able to bring that back, and well, I imagine this will be pretty influential in any meta that it's in. If for a frame of reference, N'Zoth decks are still very popular in the wild meta, where it's, again, the craziest decks in the history of Hearthstone. So you can imagine it's going to see some play. And in those decks, we often see Sylvanas. Sylvanas is coming back, so that's a pretty influential card, most likely bundled up with N'Zoth as well. Ragnaros is coming back. This is the fan favorite. I don't know if it's really up to standard in this day and age, but you can't ever really call the big guy bad. It's just he might not be quite good enough to be competitive, but those that want to play Ragnaros again will certainly get the opportunity to. Curator's coming back. Curator's one of those like undervalued cards. Card draw has always been a thing, so it's not like the game has moved much since the time Curator was in the standard set. It's kind of the same thing. Draw is always really good, and targeted draw is even better. And Curator is exactly that with a taunt body. It's always going to see some play somewhere. And finally, literally the best for last, Emperor Tarsan. Oh, baby. This card is crazy. And I mean like in its own category of crazy. If there's ever a card that will break the game in its entirety, it's this one. And the main reason why I wanted to bring this video is honestly on that note. This mini expansion that we're getting is pretty sick. And I've been going through Reddit, I've been checking out the posts. I don't see quite enough theory crafting to my satisfaction. Typically I go to Reddit, I go to these, deck building websites like Hearthstone and whatnot. And I basically see what's up. I see what people are playing. I see what kind of decks people are coming up with. And I haven't seen quite enough decks using Emperor Tarsan and the other cards in the same way. And trust me, these cards are gonna be played. There's gonna be some really crazy stuff. I'm doing the crazy stuff right now. So if you want to see what we're coming up with on the fly, please check out the stream. We are live right now. Link for that is below. And give us your 2 cents. There's going to be lots of exploration in the next week, and it's not like a normal expansion in the way that a lot of people have been brewing up decks for a while. The brewing is just starting. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you on Twitch. Have a good one.